Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Hopkins and I just wanted to spend some time with you today. We're going to talk about some math topics today. And so we're going to be looking at some money. And I know we all like money. And we know that there are two types of money that we see a lot. We see paper money and then we see coin money. And so we're going to talk about some coins today. So get ready, here we go. So here we are in our classroom, and you remember we use these coins and we sang a song with them every day. So just to review a little bit, this is the penny, nickel, dime, quarter, and $50. And we don't see $50 very much, but we see their other coins very often. So let's get our brains thinking back to our song, and let's get our brains thinking a little bit today. So I want you to sing with me. Ready? Penny, nickel, dime, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, $50, quarter, $50, penny, nickel, dime, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, $50, quarter, $50. Or we sang another song that went like this. A penny's worth 1 cent, a nickel's worth 5, a dime is worth 10, and a quarter 25. I like money to buy things at the store. Money, 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 I always want more. So we have our coins here. We've sang our songs to review them a little bit, but I want us to look at them a little bit closer. So you see here we have the penny. The penny is this coppery brown color, and it's the most easy to find. And on the front of our penny is our President Abraham Lincoln, who was our 16th president. You studied him when you studied presidents back in February. On the back of the penny, this is a shield that says 1 cent. But most of our pennies, we see the Lincoln Memorial. And we have news pennies that can look like this, but we have a lot of pennies that have the Lincoln Memorial on them. And I'll hold one of those up so you can see, hopefully you can see it. But it has a picture of the Lincoln Memorial on there. The next coin is a nickel. And the nickel, here we have our President Jefferson on there. And here on the back, we have his home. And here you see the word, Monticello. And that was the name of his big fancy home. Back in the president days, they had big fancy houses that they would give their houses names. So here's President Thomas Jefferson. And here you have his home, Monticello. Now you can look. On the penny, it says 1 cent. On the nickel, it says 5 cents, if you look closely. Then we go to our next coin, the dime. And that is Roosevelt. And then on the back of the dime, you see lots of things. There's a torch. There's an olive branch. And it says 1 dime. Now, when you look at the dime and the nickel, a lot of times people can get, a way you can tell those apart is the dime is the smallest coin. And when you rub your finger around the edge of a dime, it feels like little bumps when you rub your finger around the edge of the dime. Around the edge of the nickel's really smooth. So we've got our penny, nickel, dime, and then we've got our quarter. And here on the front of the quarter, you see President George Washington. And I know that you studied George Washington back in February when you were studying about our presidents. He was our very first president. And so there you see George Washington, and it says the word quarter. And then there are 2 things that you can see on the back of a quarter. There are some quarters that are really cool, and they are called state quarters. And they have a picture of something important from each of our 50 states. So the back of a quarter can look very different than a lot of other quarters. Or a lot of older quarters that you see. I'm going to hold up another quarter. A lot of quarters that you can see can have that eagle on the back. So you'll either see an eagle or those state pictures on the back of the quarter. And then we have our $50. And we don't see those much anymore. I remember when I was a little girl, those were kind of fancy things that we got to see, but we don't see those much anymore, but they are worth 50 cents. So there's our coins: penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Now the quarter, out of those 4 coins, the quarter is the biggest. So that's an easy way to tell the quarter apart, because the quarter and the nickel can be confused because they're both kind of bigger. The quarter has that rough edge around the side that you can feel. So you have to kind of pay attention to what pictures are on those coins, and that can help you to know which coin is which. So let's say them together. Ready? Penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Now, I have a challenge for you to do at home. Here, I have some coins, and I'm just going to spill those coins out. Maybe you have some coins in a piggy bank, or maybe in a jar or something like that. So here, maybe you could gather up just a bunch of coins, and what I want you to do is sort them. And we know how to sort. We put things that are alike together. So the easiest thing to do is I could put my pennies together. Then, I see George Washington and then the eagle. So I know that's a quarter. I could put all the quarters together. I could put some more pennies together. There's a president. Oh, and then there's that fancy house, Monticello. So that's a nickel. So I could put more nickels together. There's all those pictures, that torch, the olive branch, and there's a president. Oh, and it's little, and it's got those rough edges on the side. That's a dime. So you could sort your coins to help you practice knowing which coins are which. Now, let's remember a penny. How much is a penny worth? A penny is worth 1 cent. And it's important that we use that word cent. That way we're not thinking about dollars, because they're not worth dollars, they're worth cents. So I challenge you to find some coins at your home and sort them and practice telling how much that they're worth. A penny's worth 1 cent. A nickel's worth 5 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents. And a quarter is worth 25 cents. So, I challenge you to sort those coins. Leave me a picture and show me how you did. Hey boys and girls, so here we are with part 2 of our math video for today. So we're going to move from coins, and we're going to spend some time talking about some shapes today. Now, I know you've already talked about some shapes earlier on some videos, but today we're going to be talking about some solid shapes, or 3D shapes. The other shapes that you talked about are flat shapes, or 2D shapes. And here I have a circle. This is a 2D shape. If I were to lay it on a table, it would be flat. It would be really hard to see the edge of my 2D shape. It's flat. I can't really stack them, build with them, do anything like that. That's just too hard with these flat shapes. Our solid shapes are bigger. We can hold them. We can do things with them. I could take this solid or 3D shape, and if I dropped it on the floor, it would roll. If I were building with it, I could build them on top of each other and stack them. So these are our 3D shapes, and these are 2D shapes. Now, some of our 3D shapes have some special features about them. So they have flat sides, but those flat sides, the sides come together to make them bigger. And here you can see they have corners, and these corners are called vertices. So let's say that together. Vertice, side, flat surfaces, our sides, and then our edges. So here we have our solid shapes. So here we have a cube, a cone, a cylinder, and a sphere. Now a cube, I can think of something that is the shape of a cube, maybe like an ice cube or a box. And here is an actual cube, and you can see that this cube, I can hold it and it's solid. It has these corners that are called vertices. It had these sides, these edges that we can count. It has these flat sides. And so here you can see our cube. We have a cone. I can think of some things that are cones, maybe like a birthday party hat. If I were to turn it upside down, it would maybe be like an ice cream cone. Maybe like a cone like you might see in traffic or like in a parking lot or something. This is a cone. So here you can see it has that one vertex at the top. It's round. And then here on the bottom, it has that one flat side. Then we have a cylinder. I can think of some cylinders that we have in our house. Maybe like a can of vegetables would be like a cylinder, or maybe like a trash can could be the shape of a cylinder. Maybe like a baby bottle would be the shape of a cylinder. So here's our cylinder, and you can see that all the way around this cylinder it is round, but it does have two flat sides. So this cylinder does not have any vertexes or corners because it's round. Then we have the shape that we probably know the best, and that's the sphere. And here I have a sphere, and a sphere would be like a ball, maybe like the sun, an orange, all of those things. A sphere is round. A sphere has no sides. It has no vertices because it is round. So let's review those again. We have cube, cone, cylinder, sphere. So here we are at my house, and I have a challenge for you. We spent some time talking about 3D or solid shapes, so now I have a challenge for you. I want you to go on a scavenger hunt around your house, and I want you to maybe try to find some things that fit into those solid shape categories. Remember, we talked about a cylinder, a cone, a cube, and a sphere. So I found some things around my house that fit in those categories. Here I found, a roll of paper towels. If we look at this paper towel, what 3D shape is that? It's a cylinder. Another cylinder that I found around my house, a baby bottle, is the shape of a cylinder. Those flat sides on the top and the bottom and round. A sphere. I found a bouncy ball. I found an orange. All of those things are the shape of a sphere. Remember, a sphere is round. It doesn't have any sides, any edges, or any vertices. A cone. I found an ice cream cone. Now, to be a true cone, this would need to have a point, that corner on the end for a vertice, but this was the closest thing I had in my pantry. It would have that flat side here on the top. A cone. I found the top of a baby bottle. Here would be that point on the top, that vertice, and then that flat surface on the bottom. For a cube, I found a little cheese cube and a pad of paper. Remember, that cube is going to have those vertices, that flat side, and then the edge. So I just went around to my house and found some things that would fit into those shape categories. So my challenge to you is go find those things around your house. Post pictures and let me see what you've done with your coins and with your 3D shapes. I hope that you're well. I love you and I miss you. See you soon. Bye.